Hello everyone. Our devotional passage for today is Mark chapter 14 verses 1 through 11. We are just a day or so away from the Passover feast within the context of the story, and we are learning an awful lot about Jesus Christ right now. In this particular set of verses, we see kind of a capstone on either side of what I want to focus on. At the very beginning of the chapter, we see that the lead priests and the teachers of religious law have come to the conclusion that they must find a way to kill Jesus. And at the end of the passage, verses 10 and 11, Judas will volunteer. But I'm interested right now at verse 3. Meanwhile, Jesus was in Bethany at the home of Simon, a man who had previously had leprosy. While he was eating, a woman came in with a beautiful alabaster jar of expensive perfume made from the essence of nard. She broke open the jar and poured the perfume over his head. Now, to make a couple of things clear, alabaster jars were reserved for very, very expensive perfumes. So this was the best possible container for that. Essence of nard also suggests that it was a very, very expensive product. And the fact that it had to be broken means it was a jar that came to a taper, and that's actually how you had to do it. You had to break the jar open. So kind of like an expensive bottle of wine, there might be an expectation that it's never going to be open, and that's part of its value. And it may have even been passed down from mother to daughter for a number of generations. And here, this woman chooses to break it open and pour it on Jesus entirely. We don't know from Mark's gospel who this woman is. Luke identifies her as Mary, as in the sister of Martha and brother to Lazarus. But we don't know for sure in this moment, and it's not really relevant. The disciples criticized the woman because, hey, that was worth something and you could have cashed it in and given it to the poor. But remember, Jesus is the one who sees into people's hearts. She wasn't trying to gain any kind of advantage in her gift. Maybe we're guilty of that. We buy gifts for people and give it to them in hopes that we're winning brownie points with them. But in this case, it would seem that it was just her heart overflowing with love and affection for Jesus. And who knows, maybe she was one of the few people who was actually paying attention to Jesus. He was very clear that he would be dying in just the next few days. Maybe at some level she understood exactly what she was doing. She was anointing her Lord before going to his death. Either way, the point is her heart was pure, and Jesus knew that. And I think that's his criticism to the disciples as they were pushing against her for what she had done. He said, listen, there are always going to be opportunities for you to serve the poor, and indeed you should. But there aren't very many opportunities to just love directly on me. And this should be celebrated for the rest of time. And here we are 2,000 years later, reading this passage and wondering about this woman. Let us love Jesus with that same kind of unconditional love. Let us pour things out on him in passion for him. Yes, sometimes that will express itself in service to others, and that's a wonderful thing. But our focus ultimately must always be on loving God because he loved us first. It is that kind of love that he has for us in this week that we honor what he was willing to give for us, his entire life. So go, love unconditionally on others, and remember, we are able to love because he loved us first. Have a great day, everyone.
If these devotional videos are helpful to you, subscribe to our channel and click the notification button so you know when we post a new video. And of course, please share them with others.